Those are the top stories now. One of them is about the 21 people who were accused of instigating last year's July unrest. They were released earlier today on bail. The group arrested on Thursday during Hawks raids in various parts of the country. They appeared in the Durban Magistrates Court earlier today. Let's get some reaction now from the DA's Werner. Mr. Horn, good afternoon. Welcome to Today here on ENCA. I understand you're the Shadow Minister for Justice. What's your reaction to the news that there's been 21 people arrested of instigating last year's July riots? They appeared in court today, and each of them were granted a bail of 3,000 rand, at least 20 of them, and one was released with a warning.
Yeah, no, we, of course, are glad that finally there's some movement in terms of the investigation into these riots. One would hope that not only foot soldiers, but also the so-called masterminds will be amongst those arrested and prosecuted. We also welcome the fact that the Hawks have indicated that they've worked closely with the NPA and that these cases are really ready to go to trial. So in that sense, one would hope that 13 months later, one would not see typical postponements for further investigation, but that the trials would ensue very shortly.
And the Hawks announcing that they've got their sights on more people, so more imminent arrests are possible.
Yeah, look, of course, on the one-year anniversary, we were informed as a country that 84 people were in the sight of the Hawks. So, yes, one would hope that ultimately not only those who were in charge of the on-the-ground operations will be arrested, but also really the masterminds, those who planned this all along. I see that the charges mentioned is incitement as well as conspiracy. Now, conspiracy is, of course, very interesting in the sense that would mean that the Hawks have information that this was long in the planning, because that is the essence of a conspiracy to commit a crime, that a lot of planning has to go into it. And whilst, of course, the media as well as other stakeholders will now look closely into the names of the 21 people who appeared in court today, it would seem at this stage as if these are not the real masterminds. So we're closely looking to further arrests to get to the bottom of this.
Yes, according to the Good Party, it seems like a whistleblower assisted in this matter, the role yet again of whistleblowers coming under the spotlight.
Yeah, look, of course, whistleblowers are important, but the reality is, Dan, and I think that's part of the frustration of ordinary South Africans out there, is that very shortly after the July unrest, there was a lot of information available about social media networking when the riots took place. It is now, of course, so that the digital forensics unit of the Hawks is part of this multi-member tasking that is dealing with this. So yes, of course, we can never say that the role of whistleblowers is not important, but ultimately digital footprints are there, and if we as a country involve the people with the necessary skills and competencies to track the digital footprints, there's no reason why all involved in this conspiracy, if there was a conspiracy, should not be tracked down and arrested.
Yeah, or as President Ramaphosa said at the time, failed insurrection, very serious charge indeed. So what would you as a DA hope now to happen next in this investigation and this judicial process?
Well, as I say, not only foot soldiers, but also ultimately those who were in charge of the tactics, but also those who were in charge of strategy and the operational design of the whole event should ultimately face the might of the law. But then also, Dan, we must look beyond that. And at some stage, hopefully, the police will also now tell us what they've learned from all of this. It remains a big worry to us that there's no permanent head for crime intelligence in this country. All who analyze the goings on in this country say that the danger around this type of public violence is not yet over. So at some stage, one would hope that the police not only would make headway with arrests and prosecutions, but also would assure us as ordinary citizens that their capacity to know beforehand of this type of conspiracies that are unfolding has been increased to the point where they could preemptively deal effectively with this type of thing when it is being planned.
Thank you very much, Werner, for your time here on Today on ANC this afternoon. He's, of course, the DA's Shadow Minister for Justice, just giving us some reaction to the news, of course, of the arrest of the 22 people who appeared in court today. They are the alleged instigators, or part of what he said are the alleged instigators of last July's riots. The Hawk saying there's still more imminent arrest in the near future.